would take
Jesus.
2 times 10 to the 58 years.
Years.
To get all of.
Yeah.
Potentially.
We're starting to talk ages of many universi at this point, right? That's when I start talking about age of the universe kind of stuff. Like, when the numbers get that big, it's like, unless you're Yoda, you're not seeing that kind of stuff, right? And you make assumptions like, even if I shuffle once a second. Now, this sounds ridiculous, right? This sounds ridiculous. You guys have passwords on your banner accounts at COCC, right? Mm-hmm. What are the rules for the passwords? Do you remember? Of course you don't.
Capital, 2 letters.
Gotta use capital, gotta use this, gotta do that. Between 6 and 15 characters, all that stuff, right?
Yeah.
Why, when I started all this stuff, this tech stuff back in the 90s, passwords sometimes were 2 characters long, 2 digits long. I remember vividly, a friend of mine forgot his password to, this is back in the day when we had the little, little digital organizers. You put your phone, you were laughing, right? You put your phone numbers in a digital, I'm so slick. Turn it on. Oh, it's password protected. He's freaking out because it's a 2-digit number and he forgot his password. He's like, I'm never gonna get into my password. I'm like, give me your. He's like, you're never gonna figure it out. You're never gonna figure it out. Here it is. How'd you figure it out? It's 2 digits. There are only 100 possibilities. I started at 00 and it was 12. Here you go. But it's not like that anymore, is it?
No.
My first Hotmail password was 4 digits long. 4 digits.
Yeah.
Then they said that's too small. Now you gotta use 8 and you gotta use characters, at least 1 uppercase, at least 1 special character. Why are we doing that? Because hackers have gotten really good at creating algorithms that just start, basically what I did with my friend's little organizer, they can do with computers.
Really fast.
Really fast, assuming there's no lockout mechanism on the receiving end, but yeah, really fast. So what you'll do in your 3rd project is analyze your banner password and see how long it would take, worst case scenario, for an algorithm, with a hacker with an algorithm to crack it by brute force. It's age of the universe kind of crap. That's what's so cool about it. So we're getting to that math. We're getting to that math. It's a good sidetrack. Thank you for that, guys. But I haven't forgotten about negative percentiles and 105th percent. I want to get back into percentiles. Is that okay? Mm-hmm. Okay, good. That's good stuff, though. I don't know why I brought up the deck of cards, but I'm glad we went there. That's good. So anyway, here is the average weight of, I don't know, a 2-year-old. Okay. So we heard the 105th percentile was off the chart. Is that what it was? Off the chart. Now, what does off the chart mean? Has anybody ever been told they or somebody they know is in the 105th or 110th percentile? We've gotten that before. 105th, 110th percentile, right? How did they explain that to you, Teresa? Did they explain it to you?
No, he didn't. It was with Ethan.
Oh, okay, gotcha. That makes sense, right? Okay, so they don't tell you what it means. Well, by our definition of percentile, it means that he would have to have been bigger than 105% of those in his group. Now, you can't do that. You can't be more than 100% in your group, right? So here's what I've shaken the tree enough, and I think I've got it. I've got this. What they mean by off the chart is they throw a line in the sand at the end of the 2-year-old chart, and they create a curve up here that's the 3-year-old chart. That's terrible. Average for the 3-year-old. So, in other words, we've already beat all 100% of this chart, and we've come up in 5% or 10% of this chart here. And so, Linda, negative percentiles. Draw a line down here. And we must have beaten 95% of this chart, but we're still shy this 5%. So there's your negative 5th percentile. Sounds appealing, doesn't it?
I kind of like it.
I like it too. That's the reason I think it's wrong. Because it's too neat. It's too neat. There is no divide. I love it in theory, right, Eric? But what's the dividing line between a 2- and a 3-year-old's weight? Do you think it looks like that, or do you think it looks like that? Think about a really tall 2-year-old and a really small 3-year-old. Isn't it possible that there are some 3-year-olds that are smaller than some 2-year-olds?
Yeah.
Or conversely, some 1-year-olds that are bigger than 2-year-olds? I mean, on average, no. On average, you just saw the chart that shows as the kids get older, their weights get bigger. On average. But there are also percentiles on the 1s that exist in the 2s, and the 2s that exist in the 3s. So there's no hard edge. That's why it falls apart under close scrutiny. And that's why if you ask people, that there's no good answer for the 105th percentile. They're doing what they perceive to be a percentile calculation. All they're doing is they say you're on the 3rd-year-old chart. That's cool, but don't make up some number that doesn't make any sense to go along with it. Say you got a healthy kid. Or something like that. I mean, just don't try to quantify it using some quantification that doesn't make any sense. Is that fair? Is that fair? Hopefully that makes sense. I've heard that every term for 20 years since I've taught this course. And I keep Googling, what is the 105th percentile? And the only place I ever see it mentioned is in one of those, like, concerned parents blogs. They told me my son's in the 105th percentile, what does it mean? And there's a bunch of nonsense under it. Nobody chimes in with anything constructive because it doesn't exist. One of those things. Cool? Maybe-ish, getting there. So the big takeaway is just, it's the percent you're bigger than. Let's forget about babies. I sense we're tired of talking about babies. Get your data sheets out. I got some more data to play with. Who needs one? Yes. Oh goodness. Let's hand those right back. Hand those back. Grab one if you need one. You probably already have it, I'm guessing, because if you've been here, I handed it back a couple days ago. Let's collect our own data now.
I think I scribbled all over mine. Got all these quizzes.
Hey, this